So I think with Venom coming out in 2 weeks, how about we talk a little about this leak we have with the post-credit scene? So what are your thoughts on it?
So why don't you go ahead and kind of digest what we know so far?
Pretty much with this post-credit scene leak is that, yes, Tom Holland is in it, but it's not the way we think that he's going to be in it. Apparently, it's Venom and Eddie Brock seeing the video that happens with J. Jonah Jameson and Mysterio at the end of Spider-Man Far From Home. So, yes, Tom Holland's in it, but it's not exactly how we thought he was going to be in it. Not to say that he couldn't be in it in other ways, but apparently it is showing that Mysterio's message from Venom's point of view, or at least from what I've heard. I've tried to hear the bare minimum, but that's what I've heard so far.
So that brings up two things for me. First, would this then consider Venom to be an MCU movie?
Yeah, well, yeah, 100%. If you're seeing this from, yeah, of course.
Okay, did you know in what aspect is he seeing it from? Is he seeing this on like the TV or what?
Yeah, but no. I think that he's seeing it I think he's in New York. I could be wrong. People don't know why he's there. But yeah.
What I find interesting is the fact that, like, obviously he's already in San Francisco in the first Venom movie. So there is no storytelling of the usual canon story of how Venom or how Eddie Brock ended up in San Francisco. Obviously he was in New York prior to that. Him and Peter had some friendly competition at the Daily Bugle, obviously with him being a reporter and with Peter being the photographer. They had some beef over the years, and obviously once the symbiote attached to him, that they had some more beef with the differences between Spider-Man and Venom. I feel like that's such a accurate representation of how the Venom story would be told in the MCU, though, just because like this whole MCU Spider-Man, they skipped all of the developmental story, the spider biting him, his Uncle Ben dying, all that sort of thing. So it would make sense for me for them to not have to build up the story of Eddie Brock in New York. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like the only thing is, when it comes to the Daily Bugle, we haven't seen anything with linking the Daily Bugle to Tom Holland's Spider-Man, except this post-credit scene from Far From Home. You know what I mean? So it's something that I really want to see, because I grew up with the Sam Raimi, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. So I'm itching to see more JJJ, and to see Peter's role at the Daily Bugle. And going off of that, what's really interesting about the Venom trailer, and I'm sure you guys have seen this, but what's interesting is that, well, have you seen this little tidbit in the Venom trailer? About the
which
Bugle?
one?
It's about the Daily Bugle. So the paper that this man is reading, you can see the Daily Bugle logo, and it's the Daily Bugle logo from the Sam Raimi Spider-Man. So it's the exact same logo that the J. Jonah Jameson we know from the Tobey Maguire series, the Daily Bugle that he worked at. So that just furthers our thinking that somehow, some way, all these universes are linked. And
well, that's 100%. That would be accurate, because, go back to the Easter egg that was at this point over a year ago. In the Morbius teaser, they showed the Raimi suit mural on the wall behind him with the words "murderer" painted over it.
I don't even know what to say, man. There's so many links, and I feel like there's just no way that these things don't interconnect. It was a tweet from Sony about Venom, and it said, in 2 weeks, the universe is expanding. Why would they choose those words if it didn't have something to do with the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
It's very specific.
It is, because it wouldn't be you wouldn't say that if it was just a regular sequel and you weren't adding any elements. Yes, you're adding what I think there's going to be 2 symbiotes added in this movie, but that isn't enough to say the universe is expanding.
Right.
Either we're going to get an awesome interconnectivity between the Sonyverse and the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or both studios are just toying with us. And if that is the case, that it's just uncool.
No, I'm with you. That actually plays into this thought I have. Have you heard about this, recent theory for No Way Home?
Which one?
So the theory says that Venom is actually going to be the 6th member of the Sinister Six. because this spell that Doctor Strange cast, it's gonna make everyone forget that he's Spider-Man, right? Everyone, MJ, Aunt May, that includes Vulture, anyone else who he's pissed off over the years, Mysterio, anybody else like that. Okay, so if they forget that he's Spider-Man, they then have no reason to go after Spider-Man because they hate him because he's Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Right? So they won't hate Spider-Man. That leaves an open spot for someone to come fill in for the Sinister Six, with Vulture and Mysterio won't have any motives to fight against Peter. So we have obviously confirmed Green Goblin, Doc Ock, we believe Lizard, we believe Sandman, and we believe and we know Electro. Okay, so that's 5. I don't see them only using 5 villains. Why not just add the 6? Why not make it the Sinister Six?